All right, we're back. We're gonna shoot some more birds over Cali here. I brought Spry with again. We did last time we had Spry with us was a miserable session, and it happened out here actually, and things didn't go very well. I was just explaining to the guys what I'm thinking about doing here today. The reason I'm going back to the birds is because I do think we've seen nice progress with Cali. I think it's still a little bit of hesitation. There's still a little bit of questioning exactly what she's supposed to do with a bird when she comes across one. We saw that with that rooster that kind of ran away from her, and she just said, "No, I don't think I'm not that excited." I think that if the bird had flown and we'd have shot it, it'd been a totally different thing. I think it would have clicked. It would have made sense. So my intentions today are to continue to introduce her to that and give her more opportunities for the light bulbs to turn on. I certainly don't have an issue with having a dog that has really nice control, and in fact I look for that with my older dogs. It's one of the things that we like to do is have birds all around them and have them not run amok and hunt at their own free will. We want them listening to us, and so when I say to go, I want to be able to say go, and when I say leave it alone, ignore it, pay attention to me, I want them to be able to do that too. We have that with her. The problem is I'm not able to tell her go ahead and have that fire and that desire inside of her to go flush that bird. It's because she's just been programmed to not do that up to this point. It's really a testament to the idea of how we can train what we find desirable into them, and actually go against a lot of their natural instinct. Their natural instinct, if she didn't have such a strong foundation, her natural instinct would be chase and flush. That's predator prey. That's the way they do things. It's been influenced differently early on. So we're trying to get back from one extreme. We don't want the extreme over here of wild and can't have any control or any type of focus when there's a bird around. That's one extreme I don't want. Just bird crazy. I hear people talk about building these dogs up, building their drive, building them to be bird crazy. I think you're nuts. I think that if you take that approach, I think it makes your life a lot harder. And then there's the extreme of like, don't chase ever. Stay away from the birds. You don't have an interest in that live bird. We're going to send you to go pick up a dummy. We're going to send you to go pick up an object. That's another extreme. That was more what they were working on to shape her into the style of hunting that they were going to do. We're somewhere in the middle. So it's loosening up on this. It's emphasizing this, but not to the point where we lose control, and not to the point where we have a dog that's stuck in the mud. We got to be somewhere in the middle. So today I brought Spry, and the reason I did was, now I think about it and I go, okay, last time I got frustrated with her and I've worked with her a few times since and realized, boy, there's a reason for my frustration. It's because of the lack of work we've done. She's a lot looser. She's on the other end of the extreme. And so I am using her for that reason. It's also going to be a test of patience on my part because she won't be perfect. She'll make plenty of mistakes today. And I am going to use that as a way for me to become better as a trainer, be more patient, work through it, figure out how to set myself up to avoid some of those things. It's why we're starting out with these two dogs just sitting here and waiting. They would love to have just gotten into it, but now we're not going to. We're going to wait. We're going to work through. I'm going to plant a few birds. We're in a different spot, so location has changed. I like changing locations a little bit with her, as long as the confidence allows us to do it. So we've moved to this spot, partially because it's a little drier. Everything's melting, as you can tell, and so the spots we were are really wet right now. The frost is still in the ground, so the water really doesn't have anywhere to go. It's just pooling on top, and so this has more grass to it, not as much mud. There is some mud. But I'm gonna put a bird into this cover. Now the thing about being in this spot is that there's another variable that we have to take into consideration, is the house is over there and the house is over there. So we don't have the ability where we were on the back side of the property where there's not a house anywhere around, and bird could fly wherever it wanted and we could shoot without. So now we got to play that into consideration and keep that in the back of my mind. Can't just shoot at any bird that flushes. it's got to flush the right way. So we're going to try to set ourselves up that way. We got a strong wind coming out of the southeast today. We don't want to work a dog into that and flush that way because of that house. So I'm going to put a bird into this pile of cover. This is a pile of cover that we've mowed last year, obviously. Left as a big circle. We did some hunt command in here. We used it as a spot where we did some memory blinds. We got the other piles that we leave. So we use this setup for different purposes. Now, I've got some chuckers as well. And I've got one chucker in mind that we're going to use for Cali. And you can see, look at her start to shake. Look at the excitement in her right now. So she just literally starts shaking as soon as I come over these birds. That's excitement. She's a real high drive bird dog. She's gotten to become a really nice grouse dog for me. So I'm going to start out with a chucker. Oh shoot. Well, that's how we start that one off. Now, wasn't my intentions. Nice steadiness drill for these two. So these two, just watch that bird flush off and look at the intensity on Spry right now. So I don't want to see that bird go to waste necessarily. So this is going to be a really good session of for Spry just to not do anything. I'm not going to let her start out here. I'm going to see if we can't get onto that chucker with Cali. Cali, you sit, Cali heel, and get in a spot where we could actually shoot. We can't shoot that way, we can't shoot over that way, we could shoot this way. So I'm going to see if we can't get her downwind of it and potentially put a little flush on. Now we've got Spry over there, so I need to control her a little bit. This is where that, I probably loaded my plate a little heavy for this, but Cali, go ahead. Cali, go ahead. Oh! And there it went down. Go back. Pretty poor shooting. But that actually worked out perfectly. Sit. See the intensity on Spry? That worked out really nice the way she literally bumped into that bird before it flew. Once it flew, it got a little exciting to her. I hit the bird on the first shot. I think I missed it on the second one. Lost. There, she's in the area where it went down. She's gonna have to hunt that bird a little bit. That's a bird that's still, it's got a dropped leg, so it probably won't. Good, come on. There. No. Go back. So that one, I actually like how that's set up. Wasn't perfect by the way the bird got out, but now we just got to have her connect on this bird, which this is just letting her hunt. Sit. I don't like how she's giving up. So I'm going to put the gun down here, unloaded, heel. I do not like how she's giving up and coming back. So we got to get her into that area and then have her hold it. Sit down. Heel. Cali, go back. And I don't know that she marked necessarily the bird down. I don't think she really did. But we're going to have to trust that that nose dials in on it. Lost. And here's that issue with giving up quick. No. Come on. Come on, let's go. Lost. Let's go. Lost. Cali, let's go. Lost. Come on. Cali, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Good. Find it. Find it. Let's go. Let's go. Lost. Lost. I think we're a little short. I think the bird's in there just a little bit further. Lost. I'm going to watch her body language. Lost. There, she's touching a little scent. Lost. Good girl. Good girl. There's a good dog. So it was her body language that told me she had it. Good girl. Come on. Now I want to get back to where we first sent her. Good girl. Come on. Come on. So I want to lengthen the distance out of the retrieve back to where we sent her from. Good girl. Good. Good. Dead. Dead. Good girl. There's a good dog. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Cali. Cali. Back to what she knows well. She knows this visual mark, make a retrieve. Good girl. This is a wet bird, so a little bit different feel. Smaller bird. Good. Hold. Hold. So I'm going to add a few repetitions of retrieve here. Dead. As this is kind of a wounded bird. So the feel in her mouth is definitely going to be different. Leave that one. Bring her back out. I just want to get her picking it, like the last pick. See how much better she did picking it that way? She's done that a million times. Someone throws something out, they line her in, and they send her. She did it a lot better than when the bird flew and shot and came down, because she hasn't done it hasn't done that very often. So I want to take what she didn't do very well in the beginning with that bird and we helped her. We didn't get upset with her, we didn't holler at her, we didn't get frustrated, although it was frustrating because I went, God damn, stay in there and hunt. You know how bad I wanted to tell her, get in there. Don't you give up on me, get in there. But with her, if I had done that, she just didn't understand what we were really doing there. I don't think she saw the bird go down. I sent her in essentially for a blind. She hunted short, she gave up and came back. I kept saying, no, go back in, no, go back in. Finally, as I pushed her in, literally walked in with her far enough, told her to get down, told her to get in there and hunt, she caught wind, and when I said it, when I noticed her body language there, she's on it now. Well, she wasn't in there far enough the 2 times prior. She hunted, nope, not here, coming back. Didn't really believe me there was something in there. That's a trust thing. That's a confidence thing. That's a dad said it's in here. I did this with Ellie the other day where I sent her in to cover, I don't know if I think it was a tennis ball in the snow, and she hunted and hunted and hunted and hunted and hunted and hunted and hunted for minutes, 10 minutes, working. Once or twice she'd look back to me, I'd say lost, because she was in a pretty close area to it, and she stayed and stayed and stayed. I love that, them gutting it out and trusting you and believing you that it's there. Now we put a little delay in here. Cali. She'll do this real well because she's done this a ton. She hasn't done the bird fly, shoot, retrieve thing, and so that's what we got to practice on. But what I want to do is take the flight part out and just connect it to the bird part, the wet bird part. All these are new things, new feels, good. They're parts of the puzzle. Good, dead. They're parts of the puzzle, but so I'm going to get real good and have her figure out and master some of these step by step, and then we'll try piecing them all together, which is what we're doing. The hard part is piecing them all together is tough when you don't have a ton of control about every single setup, and when you bring a bird into it, you don't control that anymore. It's not a dummy that's laying there flat. It's now we're trying to flush it. Will the bird flush? Will the bird run? She had no interest in catching it while it was alive on the ground. I'd like to have you let Spry do that. Spry is grabbing that bird and bringing it back to you. She's not yet because she's just not confident enough in the game. She doesn't understand all the parts to it. So let's get a second bird out. That was intentional the way I shot at that bird and set it in on it so perfectly. I really rushed that shot, didn't I? Yeah, I rushed. Sit. A good test for Spry of she creeped. I mean, did she do well? No, but it was a chance for her to learn, hey, it's not my turn. I better sit down and wait it out. I'd like The reason I brought Spry is to build a little competition with Cali, and I'd like Cali to see another dog go in pretty aggressively towards one of these birds. No hesitation, really get in there and want to catch it and flush, ultimately flush. So, come here, come here, sit. I wanted to see how that chucker flew. I thought it was nice, kind of easy. Come on, come here, sit. I've got a chucker in here with a bad leg. I'm actually going to put that one out in the field that won't be able to run away. I'll put it right where the dogs can actually see it. Now this one I'm going to get a little bit better hold of. Pretty small pheasant, small hen pheasant. Sit. I'm going to tuck the head under the wing and just dizzy it slightly. Cover's not obviously good here in the spring, so we just want that bird to be in there when the dogs get wind of it. I don't necessarily want it super tight, but what'll happen hopefully is that bird will get up at the pressure of the dog, get to the open and not run. If this was all CRP, a bird will run on them. It comes out of there, it's pretty open and doesn't have quite the options, so the flush is more likely, I think. I think I'm going to bring Cali one more time by herself. Cali heel on this one. And Spry, you sit. All right, let's go. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Good. Good. Good girl. That bird right under her nose there. Good. Lost. Lost. Good. Good girl. Good. Good girl. That's a good dog. Good dog. Good girl. Hold. Hold. Good. 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 Dead. 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 Good. Good. Sit. 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 Good. Again, a little bit of the struggle with a pen bird, but it's all training. All these are little opportunities for her. All right, you just stay back behind me, Caden, from a shooting standpoint. Okay, let's go. And I'm not gonna line her. I don't want to line her in on it. I'm just gonna, I'd like to get her to just move on her own. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let's go. Good. There's touch. Good girl. Cali, go back. Good dog. Go back. Go back. Good. Good girl. That's a good dog. Come on. Good dog. Very good. Come on. Good dog. Hold. Hold. Dead. Good girl. Good girl. That was much better. Bird come here. Good girl. The bird did a great job for us that time. I mean, you could clearly see that she didn't quite catch scent of it until the very end there. And when she did catch scent of it, she dialed in, worked, and the bird flushed just perfectly for us. Good girl. Good dog. Good girl. So that one was real good as far as how it worked with both the bird and the dog. Much better. Now the thing that was, you know, a little bit not concerning, but a little bit stood out to me too of, all right, one of the things we got to work on here is that confidence of picking up that bird. You saw her when that bird was flapping, she wasn't quite sure she wanted anything to do with it. And that we don't want necessarily. We need to build that up a bit. So now this next one, I'm real happy with that one. That was the best flush I've seen out of her. Steady to it. Watch the bird down. The bird flew well. Everything kind of worked good for us there. And I'm not pretending to say this is hunting. So I know, you know, some people might watch this and go, well, that's not a bird dog. That's not how they do it. No, it's not. It's a dog that's real timid to do it. And we need to figure out how we can get her confidence to do it. Easy, little girl. Easy, easy, easy. Sit. Sit. So I've got 2 chuckers left, plus this hen. So what I want to do is change this up a little bit. I want to go back to the same spot because, you know, old bird scent, new bird scent. I don't want her to get bored with the idea of bird scent. I want her to touch, because bird scent's not everywhere. So when she does touch it, I want her to go, there's a really good chance that there's something there for me. So this one we'll take over here. I'm going to tuck this one in over here into this grass. I'm going to tuck the wing just a little. Sit down, sit. Sit down. Sit. Good dog. Another value of foundation. You know, 60, 70 yards away, and she started to creep a step or two and put her back. Now I dizzied that one a little, their head under the wing. Then I popped her head back out. Because I think when I'm dizzying them this short amount of time doesn't kind of give them enough time to get their head out, which is why that one was caught. Now, this time we're gonna come through and I'm gonna let Cali go with Spry. I'm gonna let them work together, and Cali will probably want to follow Spry around a little bit. Good. Again, real fun. This needs to be fun. Spry, heel, heel. Spry. Heel. Okay, okay. So I'm gonna let Spry go and quarter through here. Now she's gonna touch old bird scent, and look at how Cali goes right with her. Let's go, let's go. Good. Good girl. Look at Cali, smart dog. Says, I know where your bird is. Come on, good girl. Good. So I'm gonna take her mind off of this for a little bit. Good, let's go. Let's go. Spry's not sure where the bird is because I don't know that she saw me. Good. Good. Good girl. Good girl, let's go. And I really don't care who gets to the bird first. I wouldn't mind having them be relatively close to each other. Good girls. All right, let's go. Because I'd like Cali to see Spry's enthusiasm and boldness when the bird is in that cover. I better move in here. Good. Good. Good girls. Good dogs. Here, here. Good dogs. Very good. And so there. Good dogs. Cali got the flush on that. Excellent. Got on it, jumped the bird. Bird goes off, both dogs steady, waiting for what's gonna happen. Is he gonna shoot it? No, I didn't want to shoot it at 3 feet. And as it flies this way, I can't shoot because of that house. Again, it's that control. It's controlling these different things in the environment with the training, and that was really fun. And so I'm seeing her get it, like that was exciting to her, I think. That was pretty fun, wasn't it? Good job. And not every bird that flies up we're gonna shoot, and we both don't, you know, the last thing I would want right there is a dog that runs and chases that bird and then reflushes it again and chases it on the next 40. I can't have that. So good, everybody's up, bird's up, we're steady, no bird, safety. Let's keep moving. Good, all right, let's go. Let's go, that's it, good. And now we're just on with the hunt, just like we would if we were hunting. Good dogs, very good. I love how Cali worked that one. That was real good. Now let's go back, I'll grab a chucker for him. Good girls. Good. Good. All right, let's go. Let's go. Okay, good. Good girls. Here. 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 Good. Good. It's a good thing I didn't shoot anyway. I wouldn't have had it showing. Sit. Good. Good. Sit. 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 Here's the chucker that had a bad leg. So I know it can't run. And so we're going to use the little bugger and put it out of its potential struggles. This one I'm going to put out here kind of in the open. And I'm going to run Cali on it by herself. Oh, you son of a gun. We'll go flush that one again by the house. So that'll be perfect. Oh, I should have tucked the wing on that, tucked the head on that one, putting it in the open, but it's okay. We'll go find that one. Again, this is all stuff that is valuable to have the dog. If we had the opposite end of Cali, we were talking about before how she's over here. If we had the opposite of her, if Spry was like that, there's no way we could set these up like this. We'd have to have a dog in a crate. We'd have to have a dog put away. We couldn't, I mean the dogs, ooh, almost lost that one. Sit, sit. So for us to be able to put these dogs on kind of a remote, but look at this, look at where these skills come in to play every day, not just during hunting season. I like to put a dog by the truck, have them sit down, be able to go do some stuff, come back, same with the boats, that kind of stuff. So we're gonna take this bird out. This one I will tuck a wing. This one's got a lot of zip to it. And you know, I had a couple birds get away now today that, yeah, we didn't shoot at them. But as I think about it, it's not necessarily how I planned it, but I'm not necessarily disappointed in that either, because again, looking at like all the parts of this, work out in front of me, flush, we shoot, they mark, retrieve. And when we did it all together, tried to do it all together, or really weren't even doing it all together, we were trying to do it broken apart. We were taking too big of chunks and we weren't finding success with it. So what did we do? We broke it down, and the idea of taking birds, throwing them, shooting them, struggled with to start, slowly made it make sense. Enough repetitions, light bulb moment, click, starts to work. Not perfect, not 100% yet, but a lot closer than what we were. Now we're adding a little bit of this. Well, putting together the idea of her working out and flushing, I think that's a real value. I mean, part of it is that the birds are actually flying. We'd have had the same situation if that rooster last week flew for us, but it didn't. So, do we want to get them eventually amped up enough to catch that bird? Yeah, well, we did here. She dug that one out. She dug out kind of that pheasant. Pheasant jumped, ran a little bit. She stayed on it. It flushed. Bless you.
Thank you.
Same over here. Chased it a little bit. It flushed. So, again, this session isn't, none of our steps are like beginning to end. There's a beginning to end, there's a beginning and an end, but there's like 1,000 little beginning and ends in between. And sometimes we begin and we don't end. Sometimes we struggle to begin. But it's putting all those together. And that's what this today is just another little example of it. I'd love to take her and just have an area where I could flush a bunch of birds, maybe not shoot any of them, because I don't know that I would need to. I think there'd be value in her just bumping a bunch of birds around. All right, look at her right now. There's memory to that bird that just flew there. Sit. Sit. No, ma'am. Sit down. Heel. So now I'm going, boy, what have I been pushing to do? I've been pushing to get this dog to get out from me. What's happening now? She's gonna go. No, I can't have that either. So again, I don't want the extreme and I don't want the extreme. I want it somewhere in between. All right, let's go. Good. Hi, 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 hi. Come on. Good. Good. She certainly remembers that bird. She's got scent right here where the bird was. Good. Good girl. All right, let's go. Good. There's fries on the scent now. Good girls. Good dogs. Good dogs. Sit. Good dogs. Good girls. That one, I'm not going to shoot at the dogs. I'm not going to shoot when the bird flushes right at me with those dogs. So we let that one go. Good. Good dogs. But look how happy we have our dogs. Let's go. Let's go. Look how excited we are. That one you could really see Spry touch that scent from quite a ways away. Glad of it. I'm almost glad that she had it over ahead of Cali. That was a little bit of a race to that bird. That bird jumped, flushed right up over us. They watched it. They didn't go chase it over into the next county. So, you know, ideally we come out here, I plant 5 birds, we flush them up perfectly and shoot them. But if we were doing that, we're probably to the point where I'd say, well, we should be hunting her. We're not ready to do that yet. That's why we're not hunting her. And because we're not hunting her, because we can't, because we wouldn't have a lot of success. So we're setting up practices and we're working on the stuff that we didn't do good on during the games over the weekend. And so now we're going to work on them during the week. And then we're not going to go back to a tournament until we get a lot better. There's really no reason for us to. So this is a nice additional step, a boring step. It's nothing, you know, our team has been talking about YouTube and best way to maximize the series. Speaking of YouTube, if you like these videos, I would ask you to please subscribe to our channel and turn your notifications on. I know it's a silly thing that everybody asks. I didn't watch a lot of YouTube until more recently, but it's because we didn't have TV or cable or whatever. So now we've got this thing that I can actually watch YouTube on it. I've never watched a YouTube show on TV or a YouTube anything on TV in my life until recently, and I realized, man, this is what a lot of people do, and I think a lot of people are watching these on their TV. And I realized it's totally different to me. I'm not used to that. But the value in the idea of subscribing to our channel and sharing it with someone that you like, and it's because A, it's interactive, but B, it's because that allows for whatever reason, that allows other people to find similar type things. And it's obviously way over my head. But so I hate asking for stuff, but I would ask if you like this, if you'd share it, and if you'd follow it, like, what is it? Subscribe, whatever it is. But the beauty of this is it's not polished, and we've had this conversation many a times. A lot of the parts of the series, if you watched the Bella one, I think it's, how many Bella videos were there? 130? 126, 127 of them. That's a lot of seasons if it was a TV channel, huh? If that was a TV show, that's 10 years worth of, I don't know how many episodes there are in a season, but it's a lot of, so I won't pretend to say that our stuff is going to be real exciting and fast paced. But I also won't pretend to say that you raising your dog is going to be exciting and fast paced. It's not. And no one's is. Like, any dog that is trained doesn't happen in a 10-week series. It doesn't, like, it might be condensed into 10 weeks, but it's not the way it really worked. So you're going to see boring stuff like this. You're going to see stuff that doesn't go that well. You're going to see stuff that does go pretty well. You're going to be able to recognize in the long run how many little ups and downs there are in the big long journey. And I personally think that's what I enjoy the most of it. I think it's an interesting perspective, is to look at our lives and look at our dogs and look at our trainings in a way that is not so destination oriented. We're not so like, get here and then you're there. Instead, it's get there, but to get there, I got to get here, 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 here. And all these little heres in between here and here can be as much fun or more fun, in my opinion. There is nothing more satisfying. You can probably hear it in my voice right now, because I'm starting to see things click a little bit more with her. I'm pretty excited right now to write the next article for Gun Dog Magazine. We're doing a series on Cali in the Gun Dog Magazine this season, and it's going to be 7 issues and 7 different articles, and I've written 2 so far. This is the first one that I'll really be able to get into talking about how I saw a few light bulbs, and I space them out about a month, or every 6 weeks I write a new one. And in the last 4 weeks since I wrote the last one was about getting her to stop peeing in their owner's house. Not any fault to her own, but it was a big change in the environment. Now we're starting to dial her into the stuff we really want to do with her, and they really want to do with her. Tom wants to do with her in the end. And it is nowhere near the finished product, but my excitement level is probably as much or close to it anyway of when we do get to that point, because it's this little step in the journey that I'm feeling real good about. And it came from me doing things differently than I've ever done it before. I've never had to do this with a dog. I usually just build this bird drive, get them downwind, let their noses take, very natural, very instinctive, let the dog do what the dog does. But I'm doing that earlier in the span of their foundation, where they're not necessarily, and their foundation probably isn't as strong. This dog came to me with one of the better foundations I've seen at 15 months or 14 months or whenever she came. So the reason I'm enjoying this is because I'm learning more about training in general because of her. I'm gaining, I'm getting better, because I am literally having to try things differently. It's not dramatically different. It's similar to what I've done, but it is different when it comes to the finite details. And that's the beauty of having the luxury of working with a bunch of different dogs. If you only work with 1 or 2 dogs, you figure out how it works with that 1 or 2 dogs, but you don't figure out how to do it with a bunch of other dogs. And the reality is that they're all so slightly different that in my toolbox I got to be able to adjust. I got to be able to improvise. I got to be able to make an adjustment and adapt. I got to be like a Marine. I got to overcome those things, and that takes some willingness to just do things different. It takes some creativity. It takes a little bit of trial and error, a lot of trial and error, and that's what we're doing. So I'm real happy about it. So now we're going to go. That one bird is over there. We won't film walking all the way over there, but we'll go over there, and I'm going to work her in there and see if she can't catch that bird. We'll work. I might work both of them again. I liked how they worked together there. So, and we'll finish it up that way. So, great session that doesn't look great on paper, but I realize the value of it. Good. All right. Well, we're back. You know, we just walked around the yard here. The one thing that I recognize now that I'm standing here is, we're right next to that pen full of birds that we hold them in. So, will it be realistic and is it easy for them to work through this? Maybe not, but I do think it's certainly got some value. So let's work her. I'm going to work these 2 in there. You can already see Spry's nose. She's already trying to touch wind down there, so she probably has that bird pegged. I don't think Cali does, because again, I just don't think 2 and 2 equal 4 yet for her. So I'm going to heel Spry, heel, and I'm going to release Cali in there by herself, heel, because I know that Spry's got a bead on it. I don't even know if I'm going to shoot the bird, but I'm going to put my muffs on just in case. But you can tell Spry knows that bird's in there. Cali, go ahead. Let's just let her work. A little bit of that competition here. Look at that. There she's on. Go on. There's the bird. Cali, go on. Cali. Spry, sit. She almost pointed the bird. She let it walk off. Now watch, I'm going to let Spry go with her. Spry, let's go. Cali, go ahead. Cali, I want Cali to see this. Cali, go on. Cali, let's go. Good girls. Watch it down. I think it went right down over there. Let's go do that again. I like that idea of Cali got on it, then gave up. Spry got on it after it moved a little bit. This time I think if we can get a good flush, we'll take a shot because we got good. That way we should be good. Heel. Again, they're going to probably get downwind. They're going to get downwind and touch scent on it. You can see Spry. Sit. Cali, go back. Sit. I'm just going to let her work. She's there. Good girl. Get it. Good girl. Cali. Good. Good girl. Get it, Cali. Get it. Cali. Sit down, Spry. Spry, sit. Cali. Good. Kind of building up a little excitement with it. Get it. Good girl. She's just turned off at the idea of it once it runs. Cali. Spry. There, good girl. Now watch that, Cali. See how she got it? Good girl. Hold. Here. Hold. Hold. Good girl. Now I don't mind the idea of Cali seeing that, in the hopes that we get a little bit of a, here, sit, sit. In the hopes that we get a little bit of a competitiveness out of them. Dead, dead, dead. Good, good. Sit, sit, sit. Cali, 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 Cali. Good girl, good girl. Get it, Cali, get it, Cali. Get her, Cali. Get it, Cali. Come on. I really want to push her excitement level to the point that she'll go in there and catch that bird. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Cali, Cali, Cali. Good girl, good girl. Good girl. Get it, Cali. Get it, get it, get it, get it. There's that little hesitation. Cali, Cali, Cali. Get it, Cali, Cali. Spry here. Cali. Cali, Cali, Cali. Good. Good. Here, here, here. Hold, hold, hold. Dead, dead. Good. Good. Sit, sit, sit. Dead. Sit. Sit up. Cali. There, good girl. That's a good girl. Good girl. Get it, get it, get it, get it, good girl. There's a good dog. Hold. Good. Hold. Dead. Good girl. Good girl. There. Good girl. And I'm going to be done. That's plenty. This old girl has done her job. Good dog. Good. But I have to get her to get past that hesitation of thing runs away from me. Go get it. And not necessarily hold off and back off. We gotta get her past that. And so there's some value in, again, there's some positive value in the idea of the live birds. The negative part of the live birds is that uncontrollability. We just can't necessarily dictate exactly how we want it to happen, and we got to kind of do the best with what we get dealt with. We adjust. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. And we build off of each session, and that was another good one. So that'll be good. Spry heel. I think Spry brought value today, and Spry didn't take away from my focus and attention with frustration. She did a lot better. Now, is it a coincidence that when she struggled, it was after not doing anything with her for a long time and expecting her to just kind of hit the floor running? Probably not realistic expectations on my part. I think oftentimes that's where the problems fall, when we are not realistic. So I've worked with her multiple times since, not to say that she's right back to where she should be, but this session goes a lot better because of it. So that's it. That's a good session.